is. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. Every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we come to you. I am Joy Ruffen, and my work with you is as a leadership and style consultant, a signature style specialist, speaker, executive producer, TV host, and podcaster. Tonight, I am your featured guest speaker, and I can hardly wait to share a lot of fabulous good news with you. But tonight, we're going to be talking about style, clothes, fashion. Are you still wasting money on clothes? Think you know how to style yourself? I bet you do. Well, we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to share a little bit about my background with you. It says we're having trouble streaming to Facebook, blah, blah, blah. It's always something. How we get rid of that, I don't know. It'll be fixed up later. We can make sure it's posted there. It seems that Facebook has its own persona, personality, and we just have to ride the course because we never know what's going on. And yet most of us really love being there and working with Facebook. In the meantime, my background is predominantly fashion. I started off in the fashion industry. And if you're here now, welcome. It's always good to have you here. And if you're coming for the replay, we hope that you'll sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Because I'm going to share a lot of little information with you tonight. Started off in the fashion industry because of the title that I gave this, Wasting Money on Clothes. Because my momsy, all of the women on both mom and dad's side, they could sew. They were seamstress. And they could tear those pictures out of the magazines and make it up, boom, boom, patterns and draping and all of that stuff. So it became second nature to me. And then by the time I got to middle school, high school, the instructor said, Joy, you have such an eye for this. So then that was all I needed to hear because I loved it too. But then the more I got involved, the more I became involved with it, the more I decided, there's a little bit more to this than I really didn't know anything about. Because like many of the beautiful souls that I meet, I liked pretty. I like new things. I liked attractive things, beautiful, trending, whatever is in. I wanted to be a part of it. That's not style. That's not fashion. That's just a one teeny bit part of it. And then I thought, as I began to progress through the school, about Momsy and her closets, 2 of them she had, packed full of clothes. Could never find anything to wear. She was always complaining. This is that, that's that, blah, blah, blah. Yet she loved, like me, probably like you, fashion, clothes, style. So the more I got involved, the more I decided, there's a lot here for those of us who love and treasure the fashion industry and the fashion business, which I still do to this day, even when I'm ranting. We need a little bit more education about it because the majority of us, I was one of them, Momsy definitely, so unfulfilled and disconnected when it came to this and other things too, because self-awareness is the first element that you want to bring into the fold. And the more you get into that self-awareness, that self-knowing, the more you begin to really know and feel what works best for you. And the truth of the fashion industry, which I love, is that my nose is itching. Woo, what is that? A sign of something, I guess. Is that we are all programmed and conditioned to love all of this beautiful fashion that's out and about. Every season, whatever comes out, the trends. Few of us really, some women have more of an innate sense of what works best for them. Most don't. I was one of them, believe it or not. It takes time to develop and grow your own sense of signature style and what really fits you, feels right on you, and projects the best of the best of you. That's a wanting to know. And not everyone wants to take the time and make the investment to do that. I get that. So what we're doing here, my friends, and again, I can never say welcome enough, we're starting a movement here. And it's a movement for those who really want to know and get a better handle on fashion and style. Initially, I started out with the desire to work with the people, the women who were transitioning, whatever that meant to them, from one job or position to another, ending a career, retiring and starting something else, becoming more entrepreneurial, or while having a position in corporate or wherever they decided I want to do something on my own because technology came into the fold and so many became entrepreneurial, working online. So I'm saying there's so many things that obviously I began to see and feel. And I did this also while traveling for Vogue all over the country, putting on these fashion shows. I'm saying, a lot of us, we like the pretty things, but putting it all together. So then I began to sense and feel this hunger for those women who really wanted to be more stylish. Not everybody wants to. This isn't for everyone. Some people are, because casual is in now, and it's not going anywhere, but it's gone much too far over to the dark side for many of the women who are in corporate, professional, entrepreneurial, business, professional settings. And so we need to get more of a handle on what's going to work best for me, you, all of us. And that's what I felt for Momsy. And I'm saying, all of these clothes packed in here, all styles and colors and everything. What works? What does she really feel good in for 5 minutes, for 5 seconds? And then you go and the doors like happen and then what's wrong? This doesn't fit me. Change is in the air for women, but my signature style specialist work with you is to bring you more into the fold of what real, true equality means for women today. This is a movement that we're starting. And I'm inviting you to be a part of it. It doesn't matter how many groups you belong to. Even if this is something you feel that maybe it's not for you and this is not something that you need, think about those that you know who might need it if you don't, and a way to approach them. I have about 12 different groups that I belong to. And I have 3 that I attempt to frequent as often as I can. And I would like to say invite and comment as much as I can with those that I don't really participate in. So if you are interested, I'm going to really ask you to join our group. But if not, maybe someone else that you know, because we are about real divine femininity here, which has to embrace genuine, real, true equality. And that means when you step up to the plate and sit at the table, you are owning the room. And you can't do that if you don't know how to present and project yourself. And that old navy blue suit that was for men and for women, gone. Yet there are ways that you can still command the room. You want to show up with the dignity, the grace, and the respect that you have for yourself, and the love and the honor, and how you honor yourself so that it projects and mirrors out to others so they can see and feel your presence. You are the mirror for them and vice versa. That's what we're going to be talking a little bit more about. So you're invited to join us, and I hope that you will. The old paradigm, it's gone. I'm repeating over and over the same thing, but that programming, that conditioning, and especially the sexualizing, marginalizing, being objectified for the 2 B's, I call it, and the V, that's over. Now, if one wants to stay there, we don't judge. We're not throwing shade. We're not being negative and critical, because everybody awakes when it's their time. You can't bulldoze in and invite anybody in who's not ready to come in and receive the wisdom, the love, and the education that maybe is needed. And I speak from whence I know, because this medium that we're in now, I'm here in the box with you. If I didn't have people around me who were much more knowledgeable than I am, and even had more of a love for it, and I have a love for it, but it's not that deep, passionate love. The deep, passionate is connecting with you. That's why I'm here. But people that I'm with, they have a deeper knowledge and awareness and knowing. And that's what you want to have about your style and how you show up. And there's nothing wrong with sexy. I say this all the time. But sexy has its place. And as one of my dear friends said, that's the state of mind. And it doesn't mean that your clothes have to be clinging and hugging and tight and so on and so forth. That's what we talk about in the workshops. And these workshops that I'm offering you, my friends, they are workshops that are predominantly educational. They're taking us back to the root, to the foundation, the base, which is what I received after many years of study and many years of observation, Because of all my learning disabilities, I became a keen, I still am, observer. So I see. I don't judge, but I see. We see what we see. We know what we know. And if you really are about being innovative and a female trailblazer, which is what we look for the female trailblazers. By the way, we're not knocking men out of the ballpark. There's divine masculine too. That's just not the circle that I'm dancing in. But yet, we know that that needs support as well. There is the female trailblazer, the agent of change, the heart-driven, purpose-driven leader. And there's no way under the sun, oh, we're all under the sun, that I could leave out my cosmic healers, because they're the ones who helped me to get to you more than anything else in life. Now, you can say, that was my higher source. Not really, but it was a part of it. And a lot of people, depending on your belief system and your higher source, you might say, all well and good. Everybody, once again, comes to their awakening, however they come to it, when the time is right for them. But the more open you are, the more you absolutely embrace, even though you don't take it to heart and soul, other viewpoints and opinions, if they're not detrimental to your well-being, the better off you're going to be. This is a huge conglomerate. This is a huge global society that we're here involved with. This galaxy that we're on, woo, the more you move about, the more you travel, the more you see, more to learn, more to take in, and more to give out. That's what it's all about. So when I talk about wasting money on clothes and other things, your image, your appearance, your presence, that's a part of you. So you don't need, as my friend would say, you're invited to get to know every aspect, all the keys and all the elements, which I am going to share with you if you're open to learning. And these are going to be basic elementary, but they're going to be given to you with all the nuggets and the tools and the tips and a lot of the secret sauce that we just don't get, those of us who love the fashion world, the fashion business. I have a booklet that I'll be sharing with you when you become either of the three packages that you decide that you want to be a part of, that I'm going to share with you. And by the way, I'm qualifying what I'm going to share with you before I take a quick break. Please take this to heart and soul. You know, I love heart and soul in the process of becoming and all of these good food for thought sayings. I'm preferencing this because I want you to receive this and not be judgmental about it. Most of us, especially when the pandemic hit, what did we do? Those of us who love the fashion industry, we weren't able to get out and shop as much as maybe we used to, or we liked to, or we enjoyed before. So we went to, more than ever before, the ratings went shoot for the online shopping networks. There are three major ones. There are a lot of others, but I speak to the three major. You can get caught up in the bubble. You can get caught up in the madness. And before you know it, you're trekking back and forth to UPS, or you're wasting money, piling that closet up with things that don't fit you. They're not right for you, because you know why? And I commend them. I celebrate them. I applaud them. I don't have one exception on either of those three networks that from time to time I pop in and glance and spend some time with them. They're so darn good at what they do. They could sell the Brooklyn Bridge over and over and over. Because if you're glued there and you don't know, you just get caught up. Oh, this is good on everybody. This looks great on everyone. This color is a color that everybody can wear. This style, this length, this is, everybody can wear this. This belongs to everyone. This looks good on everybody. And I'm looking and I'm saying, I don't think so. Because I've learned the hard way. Because I was one trekking back and forth, knowing better. So what I'm sharing with you is that we need to learn more about ourselves and what works best for us. And we need to get to know what's really going to be best for us. And we can only do that with the right tools and the right information, which my purpose, my intention is to share with you. And now I'm going to take a quick little reset, and I'm going to invite you to join me. I hope that you'll come and join me in my Facebook group. It's Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. Join this group. We're on Facebook. We have a wonderful group of women there. And I want you to come and share and join with us, because why? You belong there. Even if you love fashion and you know it all and you're a fashionista and you have it all under your belt and you don't need any help, sometimes I think, and I say this in love, my friends, these are the ones who need it most, because your vision, your mission, and your purpose needs to be more out into the stratosphere, more connected, bringing in more people that you want to connect with. So we value and we celebrate you and we want to collaborate with you. So make sure you come aboard. Now, in the beginning, I spoke to you while I was talking about wasting money on clothes and self-awareness, self-love that leads to the best self-confidence that's genuine, true, and real. If you haven't partaken of this gift, it's a freebie. It gives you an insight to what's going on. Here's something that you can't help but benefit by it. This might not be the one for you. I think it is because I did my research and I know what's really good. But this gives you a self-awareness and a different insight into you and why you're here and what you're to do more than anything else. And I started off with astrology, and you grow from that into other realms. But if you don't have any clue about what this is, then get the booklet, read through it, and see if it's something that's going to work for you. Now, there is no question that my silver package at the value that I'm offering it to you is going to be the best value ever. And it's 3 weeks and 2 bonuses with an extra bonus. And we start off with the elementary basic stuff. And we go over it. This is your digital studio. But you have the option to meet and greet and to write down and gather together all your questions and concerns. And we can do a one-on-one. And you can get much more data and information. And this isn't, I'd like to say, because when I started out here many years ago, I thought everything was for everyone. I don't know where that came from, but nothing is for everyone. So you decipher whether or not this is something that's going to benefit you. Because this sneak preview that you're going to get in the silver package, it's going to give you a peek inside. It's going to re-educate probably what you feel and think that you already know that maybe you're a little off about. A real walk into the real you. I mentioned the other day, and this keeps coming into my consciousness, and I don't hide and run from anything. I think a lot of us need a little bit more of the truth serum. We need to be a little bit more honest with ourselves about how we show up, why we show up, and what is it that we want to receive when we show up. And when you begin to build your wardrobe, however you do it, it has to be your style, your rhythm, and your flow. You want to make sure that you're doing it in a way where whatever you pull out of that closet, it's yours. It's meant for you. Even if you went to an affair and somebody else had on exactly what you had on, either it was for them or it wasn't, because yours definitely fits you, and you know that it's giving you the presence that you want. A lot of women say they don't care and they're not interested in style. I find it hard to believe that, but I have to accept it because that's what they say. That's what they believe. And I don't think it's laziness. I think it's time, this thing called time and change and energy. Some people just aren't going to make that investment in learning more. It's not important to them enough. A lot of people work more on their mental, emotional, but it all comes together. And that self-confidence, when it's real, it's genuine, it shows through. And I want you to be thinking about, what is it that you want to project in the business that you're about? How is it that you want to connect with people? And one of the things, when we talk about the divine feminine and standing in your presence that speaks to your greatness, the gift and the genius that's you, we have to. So many aren't even aware. Stop blaming and blasting and bashing men. We are given different things, and then we decide, I have a frog in my throat, whether or not we're going to continue. But you can't blame men for what we decided that we wanted to do. And because it's been programmed into us and sexualized about body parts, we ought to be wise enough now, emotionally mature enough now to know that we're so much more. And so much more means that we value our everything. And we are more into the heart and soul and emotional connections and the presence that speaks to the profundity of our knowing who we are at our core. That's what real leadership is about. You are the mirror. We are the mirror, all of us. And the divine equality and femininity that we're seeking, it's not going to happen until we really get to know who we are. And a lot of women say, well, I don't blame men, but then you see them and they're leading and doing leadership exactly the way that men do. Did, still do. Not all. It's never all, but enough where it's become a part of the system. And your assignment and mine is to stop that. I have something here that a dear friend gave me, and this moved me so much that I want to end and share this with you. Because it connected to what I shared with her, and she sent it back to me in a way that I said, wow, I hope you feel the same way. Because when we talk about wasting, and this is just one example of what signature style and standing in your greatest presence and who you are and knowing is all about. It's just one example. There's so many others that I'm going to share with you, because I mentioned some time ago that I'm going to start a rant on my Joyful Mondays. And I'm going to start talking about all the things that we get caught up in the bubble. And then the next thing we know, we're like, wow, everybody looks the same, speaks the same, and does the same darn thing. That's not a female trailblazer. That's not an innovative, creative, genius type person. That's not a real leader who's looking to be a pioneer in whatever arena that she or he is dancing in. So that's what I want you to be aware of and know, that your originality, your creativity is what has to come through. And this movement that we're starting here for true divine femininity and equality, she said, the movement starts with you, and the time is now. As we come together today, we transform ourselves into collective mirrors, reflecting the truth, the power, and the beauty inherent in each of us together. We journey from the individual me to a unified each of us, serving as mirrors for one another, and ultimately extending our collective embrace to the global us of the feminine. This is our call to action. This is our invitation to embrace our interconnectedness and empower the divine feminine within and around us all. Woo! That was a lot, wasn't it? But so true, so true. None of us do anything alone. That's why this movement, we need you to come here and join with us. We don't do anything by ourselves. And even if it's something that you're absolutely gung-ho about, all-knowing, which is the most deadly thing that can happen. Knowing is good, but all-knowing, then come and join us. Because if it's not you that wants a little bit more awareness and insight into how you can step into your innate God-given power, another word that frightens a lot of people, the divine feminine that's taken us to the true equality that we originally came here to have, is a given. There is no power that's true equality without us knowing who we are and why we're here. And the fashion world, which I love, and the entertainment industry as well, sometimes we get too caught up in that and we walk away from the reality of the everyday beautiful life that we're here to live with zest and energy and love for who we are and what we're here to do and the people that we're here to connect with. And you can't do that if we can't do that, if we don't really get to know about self-awareness. Self-awareness. And one of the things that's happened, this is a rant, I'm going to end with a rant. When it comes to signature style and you showing up your best self, even if it's casual, nothing wrong with casual, but how are you doing it? Shapewear, which has almost been put way on the back burner, needs to come back to the forefront, because lumps and bumps, wiggles and jiggles, and cellulite, Unless you're going to that gym 24/7, like one of the people that most of us know and love, it's not working. So put on a little light shapewear because it's not all that you think it is sometimes. And it doesn't hurt. Just find the right shapewear for you so that it fits you and your body shape, no matter what the shape is, the size, the height, the creed, the color, all of these things that we get so carried away with and mixed up with because somebody's size 8 is wearing this and you're a size 3X. You think you can if you know how to do it. But most of us don't. That's all right. I don't know a lot about technology, but I have that insatiable curiosity. I'm not putting myself on a pedestal to share with you this, but we have to be more open to bringing into the fold the people who know a wee bit more about something than we do so that we can grow in that area as well. Not all knowing. The fashion world is a beautiful industry. It's a beautiful business. And one of the things that I'm going to rant on, and you're going to love it when I do, I know you will, because as much as the fashion world is for men and women, but here we're talking about the fashion world for women. Do you know how the men designers outnumber the female designers? You ever ask yourself why? I want you to start thinking about that. Food for thought. I started off to be a designer and then became a fashion buyer and merchandiser. Because why? Wasn't because I didn't have taste or style or whatever. It's because I couldn't draw. I couldn't draw. And the best ones are able to draw, or they can drape like banshees, which I could do. But that was the best tip that one of my instructors at the Fashion Institute of Technology gave me. She said, I think because you have an eye for it. And now I have 4 eyes. So I can see that. And one eye is a little larger than the other. That's where self-awareness comes in. We have to learn to embrace and take all of the good, the bad, and the so-so about ourselves and learn to highlight and project it where it showcases the best of us. You know, there's that saying now, be you, be the best you. I guess it's been around for quite a while. Sometimes I come in late to the show. But what happens is that some people are coming in being you a little bit too you. Most of us, with my momsy would say, half of a brain, we know how you look when you wake up in the morning. We know how you look when you're pulling yourself together and you're not quite all together. We don't need to see that. What does that do? That shows us that you're normal, you're average. Normal, yes, but average? I don't know. You want exceptional, extraordinary. Because people who know and see and greet and get to know you, they're going to see and know that anyway. So your assignment is to know that for you. So if you're one of those that's still wasting money on clothes, doing that beautiful online shopping, they're darn good. I celebrate them all the time. Then one of the booklets that you're going to get from me, which is Online Shopping How To, you're going to absolutely be blown away by it. Because as much as I celebrate and applaud them, I also say, you be the maven, the master of you. And you can only do that when you really get to know you. So what I want you to do is take a snapshot, take a screenshot, whatever works for you, and go and see what's available to you. And the other thing that I didn't share, and I have a minute or two to share this with you, once you become a member here and you jump into either one of the 3 packages, we're going to slip you into another group that I'm forming now where it'll be a Q&A where you can come in any and all the time and send me texts and whatever where I can come and address the questions and concerns that you have. And I don't purport to be the all-knowing one, but I know a lot. And when it comes to style and how you show up in your presence, if you care and you're interested, you won't find none better. That I can assure you. And I can't wait to meet and greet you. Until then. And next week, boy, oh boy, oh boy, I get the best guests for you. We're tweaking and changing quite a few things around here. And there's a lot of stuff going on in this beautiful household that I'm in. So there'll be a lot of little tap dancing back and forth, but I will always show up for you alone or with the featured guest speaker on Wednesday. So stay tuned and join me next Wednesday for a beautiful lady who's going to talk to you a lot about apps. Woo, digital. She calls herself the digital nomad. I love that. My friends, be and stay well. Make this the ending of the best week ever for you. Take care of you so that you can look after others. Self-awareness, self-love that leads to the highest self-confidence, because I'm sending you always much, much love from my heart to yours. Embrace it. Embody it. Take care. Much love, my friends. Cheers.